Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to talk about Theta is more valuable than Bitcoin. Why is Theta more valuable than Bitcoin? Well, it's not really Theta, but the Theta Guardian nodes that are really going to be more valuable than Bitcoin. So that's what we're going to discuss today. I have been waiting to do this video for some time. I came up with the idea some time ago, but finally I'm making this video. It's not based on any sort of research or anything, but it's purely speculative and purely based on my reasoning and logic on the future value of Theta token. So first things first, we're going to talk about what the Theta co-founders hid, because they kind of silently put this in there. And unless you read between the lines, you're not going to see it, which this video is going to be helping you read between the lines. Now, I already did a bunch of videos explaining what Theta is and what it does. So if you're new to Theta, please be sure to check out my Theta guide because it goes through everything that you need to know with respect to Theta. And if you're new to Theta, that will ramp you up pretty quickly. Just think of it as a series of Squid Games or something. There's not too many episodes. But like I said, in today's video, we're going to go into a directly different direction. It's not going to be based on fact. It's complete speculation. Most people don't see this or see this at all. Actually, Theta is being dumped right now as I'm filming this. So a lot of people aren't seeing this. So my advice is to don't share this video until you have stacked this Theta bag, or you could share it and help this channel and community grow. Or you already have your Theta bag and you just want to ruin it for everybody else. But before I get started, I always tell you guys to smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. But today I also want to tell you to go over to my Theta channel and check that out and subscribe over there too. Because I can only promote that Theta channel when I'm talking about Theta, I think. And if you like this video, if you enjoy this video, then I think it's gonna deserve a subscribe over to my Theta channel. But enough beating around the bush. Let's first talk about supply, because whenever we talk about tokens, we usually have to talk about supply. That's a general rule of thumb. It's not a hard rule, it's just a rule that you should adopt if it makes sense. There are tokens like Ethereum and Holochain that does not have a mapped supply or capped supply, but they have so much use case that it makes sense to buy them. There are some that just have a huge amount of supply and they don't have use case, and those are your rug pulls. Like for Ethereum, I see that as a blue chip. They don't have a capped supply, but they have so much use case. Everything is basically built on Ethereum other than the new projects that are built on Solana or Phantom or Avalanche. Those are very new chains, but Ethereum has been around for a long time, which is why I consider it a blue chip. Holochain is still testing the concept, is how I see it. So maybe in 5 years or something, they're going to be as big as Ethereum. Who knows? Time will tell. But when we first talk about blockchain and cryptocurrencies, we have to talk about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the big daddy. It has 21 million supply that is coded in. We already know that. And since a lot of people misplaced their hard drives containing their Bitcoins at the start of the creation of Bitcoin, we could basically assume that 3 million have been lost, leaving us with, let's say, 17 to 18 million that we can access or trade. And with Bitcoin trading at the price it's at, if you zoom out, you can really see that Bitcoin has only went up, and it will definitely be at least a $1 million coin one day. Now, with that said, how can I say that Theta is more valuable than Bitcoin? Why can I say that Theta is more valuable than Bitcoin? Because that sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? Because if we go over to old coin Gecko, we could see that on Theta network, it's trading at $4.36. That's incredible. But that's not what I want you to focus on. Theta network, total supply, 1 billion. Whereas we go to Bitcoin and the price is 48K, not too bad right now, but the max supply is 21 million. Last I checked, 21 million is way smaller than 1 billion. So how can I say that Theta is more valuable than Bitcoin? The answer to that is simple. The answer to that is Guardian nodes and enterprise nodes. Now, I'm not going to talk about enterprise nodes in this video because you basically have to be something like Google or Samsung in order to be an enterprise node. That is when Theta treats you as a partner, treats you like a VIP. But for normal people like you and I, the best thing we can do is basically just run these Guardian nodes. And the requirement to run a Guardian node, last I checked, is 1,000 Theta tokens. And at the current price that I showed you at $4.36, that is going to be around $4,360. But I'm going to put the range of between 4 and 7K because last I checked before this big drop, Theta was trading around $7,000. So you could say that between 4 and 7K, you're gonna get yourself a Guardian node. But depending on when you're watching this, that might not be the case. So how I see it, we can kind of look at Theta tokens kind of like NFTs. And if we take 1 billion Theta tokens divided by 1,000 Theta tokens to run a Guardian node, that means that there can be at most 1 million Guardian nodes. So here's the thing with all these projections. A lot of people project that Bitcoin will be at least $1 million in the future per coin. That is a very big understatement because of two things. One, inflation with all the money printing that the governments do. And two, there are 52 million millionaires in the world. And I said this before. If each of these millionaires want a Bitcoin in order to escape the devaluing of their money that is caused by the money printing of the government, there's just not going to be enough Bitcoin to go around. And they're millionaires. They're not dumb. So what they'll do is they're going to look for hedges. And 52 million millionaires divided by 21 million Bitcoins, 21 million saying that there's the full supply, that would make for $2.4 million per Bitcoin. And I'm using the figure 21 million Bitcoin, not the actual 17 to 18 million that we're going to have access to. And that's great enough. But what can Bitcoin really do? Because what it is just digital gold. You can't really run smart contracts on it, or you can't really do transactions on it because it's too slow and volatile. But for Theta tokens are powering the entire Theta network that will eventually support video platforms like YouTube, Vimeo, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and many more. And I didn't even mention the NFTs and the metaverses. And if you want to be a node owner, then you need 1,000 Theta tokens. And there can only be 1 million Guardian node owners. Actually, I just lied to you. There will actually never be a million Guardian node owners. Why? We just have to look at the token distribution. So this research by Binance on Theta token basically shows this distribution. The private sale tokens made up of 30% of the Theta token supply. And it was conducted from September 26, 2017 to December 27, 2017. That raised a total of 20 million at $0.067 per token. That's incredible. And that sells for 30% of the Theta token supply. So there's 300 million Theta tokens that were given to the public. Now, the partners, that is Google and Samsung, gets 12.5% of the total tokens issued. So that means that they get 125 million. And all the others goes to advisors, teams, network seedings, and lab reserve. So we could expect all these to eventually come out to the public if they decide, the people who controls these decides to sell it to the public. You know what that means, right? That means that unless these companies decide to sell Theta token to the public, which they won't, we're not gonna get much more Theta token. In fact, what they'll probably do is they're probably going to buy up more Theta tokens from the public instead, because the public, like you and I, we're broke, we're poor. We have weak hands. And these institutions, they're going to buy up more Theta tokens from these weak hands, which makes me start to think that Theta is probably going to be as manipulated as Bitcoin and Ethereum. And what will happen is the public will definitely end up with less than 300 million Theta tokens that they get to hold. Because there are some people, I see it in my comments, who buys Theta at like $7 and Theta goes on a slide and goes to 4. And they're all like, why did it fall? I really expected myself to become a millionaire the next day or the next week. And I'm like, bro, if you can't even have patience, then you deserve this. All right, so I just got sidetracked and went on a rant. But let's use the figure, 300 million Theta tokens. And we need 1,000 Theta tokens to run a Guardian node. What that means is, at the max, there's only ever going to be 300,000 Guardian nodes that are held by the public. So there is a good reason why I'm hustling to capture Theta, guys. Because imagine what Theta will power. YouTube, Vimeo, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, metaverses, NFTs. You can bet your candy that the big money will want your node. And if we take the figure of 52 millionaires divided by 300k Guardian nodes, that will make each Guardian node worth $173 million, because you just take 52 million divided by 300,000, that gives you 173 million. However, will millionaires be woke enough to be able to see what's happening, to be able to see the value in Guardian nodes and how that will play out and how it all fits in? Probably not. So all of what I just said is highly speculative, and most of the time I'm like, what the heck am I saying? But it does make some logical sense to some sense. But all this could be part of just getting guys riled up with my crazy logic and making that YouTube money. But hey, you gotta admit that you don't need to fall asleep and wake up to get morning wood. You could just turn on to my channel, watch a Theta video, and end up with evening wood. You're welcome. And don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and go over to my Theta channel if you've enjoyed this video, and subscribe over there too. Other than that, guys, don't forget to check out the swag in the video below if there is swag for Theta, because you guys gotta make a living here. Other than that, that's all I got. Fill those bags, and I'll see you next time. Peace!